you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. In a new interview, President Trump said that the military is knocking the crap out of Iran, but added, quote, "We haven't even started hitting them hard. The big wave hasn't even happened. The big one is coming soon." Hey, man, the commander-in-chief is supposed to be able to keep military secrets. He's so excited to bomb people, he can't help himself. I wouldn't want to be in Eastern Tehran at 3 a.m. tomorrow. I can tell you that much. Maybe he's not in the Epstein files. It honestly feels like he would have told us by now. During a Medal of Honor ceremony yesterday at the White House, President Trump began talking about the curtains and said, quote, "I picked those drapes in my first term. I always liked gold." We know. That's like Santa mentioning he always liked Christmas. You guys will never guess my favorite holiday. It's not what you think. You got it, Christmas. During the same ceremony, President Trump also said that he's tried to get a Medal of Honor for himself, but added that he was told it would, quote, "be bad protocol." I just want you to consider how many things he's admitting here. He's admitting he tried to give himself a Medal of Honor. He's admitting that it's a bad look, and he's admitting he had to be told it's a bad look. It's one thing you have a puppy that has to be told not to piss in the house. This is like a 16-year-old dog that still has to be told not to piss in the house. How are you not getting this? The White House released a video on Friday of administration officials sharing their favorite memories with President Trump, and Marco Rubio said, "That time he got my name right." During a visit on Friday to a Texas Whataburger location, President Trump spoke to a crowd of customers and said he hopes they do not drink alcohol. They're dining in at Whataburger on a Friday night. They do. The indoor water park chain Great Wolf Lodge this week will offer a limited edition milkshake that blends vanilla ice cream and ranch dressing. And after one of those, you become the water slide. What I like is the tail of that joke felt like you were going down a water slide. It was like, oh! The pizza chain Papa John's has announced that it will close 300 underperforming restaurants, but how do you tell which ones are underperforming when they're all selling Papa John's? Times Square performer The Naked Cowboy has reportedly divorced his wife and fellow performer, The Naked Cowgirl, but there's been cracks in the relationship for a while. Feel bad for the person who set him up. They're like, "You gotta meet my friend." According to a new book, the conclave that elected Pope Leo last year was interrupted after Vatican security officials detected an active mobile connection, and an older cardinal discovered he had a phone in his pocket because you just know that flashlight was on. And finally, Disney World's Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith shut down over the weekend so it can be reopened as the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. And the good news is they didn't have to change it very much. That was a monologue, everybody. We got a great W tonight. She's a fantastic actress you know from films like American Beauty, Dealing Julia, and Nyad. See her next in The Bride in theaters and IMAX this Friday, March 6th. Annette Bening is here, everybody. How about that? She's a fantastic comic you've seen on Hacks. Her new special, Wake Up, is streaming now on Netflix. Robbie Hoffman is joining us. So excited to talk to her about her fantastic special. And her excellent new novel, Kin, is out now. Tayari Jones is back to chat with us. Ilona Maher, Olympian Ilona Maher on Family Chips this week. Fantastic listen. Do check that out. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has been holding a lot of press briefings lately. A lot's been going on, you know. But there are a lot of questions about what this administration has been doing that we feel are still unanswered. So we decided to hold another one right here, right now. That's right. Press Secretary Leavitt and the Late Night Press Corps are here in the studio ready to go. So without further ado, it's time for another Press House late. No, I know you're worried, but I haven't made a mistake yet. This is exactly how it's supposed to go. It's time for the late night White House press briefing. Yep, thank you. Right over here. Yes, Seth Meyers, late night with Seth Meyers. Caroline, how much of his daily briefing does President Trump read before getting bored and giving up?
Like the first 3 words.
What does President Trump miss most about his life before becoming president?
His relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Caroline, how will history remember the Trump family?
Burdens that have really done nothing for our country.
I heard that Stephen Miller is planning on visiting Germany. When would he like to go there?
During World War II.
Hey, what's RFK Jr.'s go-to order at happy hour?
A gallon of regular gas.
Caroline, this next one's for all the real 90s music heads out there. You know, the type of people who have a paid subscription to Pitchfork. So here we go. It's going to be an inside music joke, Caroline. What's the most popular Fiona Apple song?
Nearly 8 in 10 Americans say criminal.
What advice do you have for single people who like someone but aren't sure how to ask them out?
Stalk, record, confront.
Okay, and if that doesn't work?
Targeting, doxing, harassing.
Hey, Caroline, I know you're a bit of a history buff. What did America's first president call his penis?
The Washington Post.
Caroline, this next question is about nutrition. What do you call a pancake with a job? And can you please answer in the form of a dad joke?
A working breakfast.
Nailed it. President Trump loves to put his name on things. Is there anything he's put his name on that he regrets?
More than 3 million documents related to Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. What happened when Stephen Miller looked in the mirror?
He did not show up.
Caroline, I'm thinking about watching the original Jersey Shore television show for the first time. Any tips?
Monitor the situation closely.
I heard that the FBI has managed to finally apprehend Mario and Luigi. How did they do it?
We had a great level of cooperation with Mayor Bowser.
Let's say the Trump kids find a magic lamp. What's Eric asking the genie for?
The magic pass for Disneyland.
And Don Jr.?
Drugs.
And for this next joke, we're going to go all the way back to the late 70s New York music scene, based on how well the Fiona Apple joke went. We tried to do one that was denser than that one, that got no response. So I think you and I, Caroline, are both excited to see how this goes. What do you think about David Byrne and Chris France voting for Kamala Harris?
There's a lot of liberal talking heads.
Caroline, let's say you adopted a pet cow that was Italian. What would you name him?
Mr. Bovino.
What happened when they tried to give President Trump a bath?
The president floated.
What do you call it when you're on a plane and you join the Mile High Club, but all by yourself?
Jacking up.
What's RFK Jr.'s favorite cut of meat?
The horse's mouth.
And then for dessert?
Bare arms.
What does Trump say after taking off his shirt?
These are real.
And finally, what's the one thing Melania absolutely will not do in the bedroom with President Trump?
Keeping the lights on.
Well, looks like we're all out of time. So on behalf of the rest of the Late Night Press Corps, have a good night. We'll be right back with Annette Bening.